So is that why you put such a sort of emphasis on like a 3D model of testing rather than because I mean I was if I say I power lifted, I would bench, squatted, deadlift. But then
Hmm.
suddenly you put a weight above your outside of those kind of three areas, and you're like, "Whoa, tough!" You're not as strong as you think you are. How do you start testing a client? Like, what kind of areas would you want to test a client or what to see them? And because you're not testing us to say, haha, you can't do that. You're testing us to go,
Right.
you
Mhm.
can't do that. Let's fix it with these remedies. But
Yeah.
how do you start that initial analysis, like a true representation of their fitness, their overall, their holistic health?
Yeah. There's two basic kind of threads to that I've always used. The first one is that there's seven movements through space that humans do, period. And every motion that we do is a combination of these seven motions. It is hinging, triple extension, which is like bending your knee, ankle, and hip at the same time. So think of a squat or a lunge. Uh, Rotation, so top down, spinning. Horizontal pushing, horizontal pulling, vertical pushing, and vertical pulling. Now, every motion, this, is some combination of all of that. We have found there's a couple screening tools that really elicit that information quick. The SFMA, the Selective Functional Movement Assessment, is something that's been created a long time ago by a terrific physical therapist named Gray Cook. Shout out to Gray Cook. He's like a mentor and an amazing speaker. If you're a physical therapist, you know his name. And he's developed not only the SFMA, but also the Functional Movement Screen, which is the FMS, which more folks are familiar with because it's one that's offered in a lot of gym settings. You don't have to be a physical medicine licensed professional to do the FMS. But SFMA is one that incorporates those movements in larger chunks. So you have cervical mobility, shoulder mobility, trunk mobility, lower extremity mobility, and then kind of the big squat. And those movements are graded. You can do them or you can't. It hurts or it doesn't. And from there, we develop our plan. We have a movement plan. So you are most deficient in right multisegmental rotation. And right now, based on this test, it is from your right hip. Okay, noted. That's the mobility plan. And the pain plan is my shoulder hurts. Well, your shoulder hurts because you lack the ability to rotate on this part of your body. And for whatever reason, your sport demands that, and your shoulder's making up the difference. All right, so your pain plan, treat the shoulder. Your movement plan, treat the rotation. Go. That's what we do. And that's fast. That's quick to do because we see the same patterns. And it goes back to your thing. It's just frustrating. Why am I seeing the same athletes at the same age, at the same time of the year, come in with the same injuries? That is because they lack strength and conditioning science. They don't have the off-season programming. They're just kind of either doing nothing or just running or just throwing or just volumizing themselves to death. And then they wonder why they get volume-related injuries. It's like, well, because you never got strong again. You competed all season, beating up volume, beating up your joints with high impact. And then you had an 8-10 week break and you didn't restore joint mobility, joint integrity, muscular strength. You didn't restore your flexibility. You just went right back at it. So you're going to have a diminishing return on your ability to play. Instead of the other one who said, I'm going to take those 10 weeks, I'm going to get strong, I'm going to get thick, I'm going to get mobile, I'm going to rest, and then when season comes around, I start to speed it up, and I'm going to be stronger, and I'm going to get weaker, slower than everyone else. That's the goal. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it's certainly
Well,
a big part of our approach and how we assess motion.
because it always makes me think when I talk to you. I love how I love the passion you have for it, like because you get so into it. And I'm like,
I get fired
and
up.
I learn so much from it.